Hi there, welcome to Watcher of Realms. Today we're going to look at how to get the best out of Brokkir and Valeriya. Where do they excel the most? What items and artifacts do they require so you can do more damage or more survivability, depending which unit. We're going to do both today. So if we go over to here, let's just find it, the guide section. We'll start with Brokkir. Visually, great unit. So it features hero features, stage performance, recommended gear and artifacts, damage reduction and unyielding and frontline. Basically control, that's what he is. Defensive frontline hero, perfect defender, reduces damage taken, but also obtains a shield, withstands damage for greater than his own HP, inflicts freeze on surrounding enemies. That applies to his passive one time. It applies to his ultimate over time, which is really good. And it's not just reducing damage taken, which, you know, he's on the receiving end of, but he also reduces the damage for the other heroes about that may be being attacked by the enemy. So really good, right? Impenetrable shield, great for gear stage 2, gear rate 2, stage 19 onwards. AoE damage reduction, great, unyielding freeze. Yeah, so the shield we based off his max HP. So basically you want to build a Brokkir in high health HP gear, percentage based, right? And some defense as well. So we've seen all that. Now, Gear Rate 2, as I told you. It says here, Primitive Golem, Gear Rate 2 deals AoE damage to all deployed heroes. Brokkir reduces allies' damage taken. So if you was to use Brokkir and Sadie for damage reduction, amazing, really good. More survivability where you might not have to rely on the tactic of, oh, must have Decimos, must have King Hearts, must have this and that. You got Brokkir, at least Brokkir, and Sadie. It's another way of just outright reducing the damage of the boss and the other enemies about. Really good to see. Activates his ultimate, he gains freeze and shield, further reducing damage taken. He can single-handedly improve the team's durability. Of course, yes. And the first time he receives fatal damage, Brokkir gains freeze, which increases the team's damage reduction effect and makes him immune to all damage. There we go. Immortal Codex, exactly. And yet people underestimated him by rating him low. But as it says here, Brokkir gains powerful shield after triggering his ultimate and temporarily increases the team's damage reduction. Allows him to effectively block Fire Seekers and Fire Fanatics, of course, stopping them from getting to the boss. So you can last longer and do more damage longer. Now, this specific Immortal Codex, the Hellfire Emperor, it's not about dealing damage to the enemies. The enemies damage themselves the longer they're on the field deployed for. If they don't make it to the boss, their health ticks away. If you can block them, if you can freeze them, control them, they're more likely to die, which means more damage for you in total within the mode. And that's what you want. Void Rift. Whilst Void Rift places pressure on durability, Brokkir is not only able to provide damage reduction to allies, but also can inflict freeze both on enemies and himself. Yeah, that's actually pretty good in certain areas where Void Rift has a lot of units, enemies coming on in, and you need to control it. No mention of it, but you probably can use Brokkir in the clan guide war to slow down the enemies there. Recommended gear. Brokkir, excellent frontline, so HP focus. Immortal Warrior or Life Force will increase HP. I mean, it was like 25%, but the Immortal Warrior is like 25% and 10% defense. So that's, of course, what you want because it's tier 2 gear, but if you don't have that, the normal Life Force can do, especially if it's got good rolls or if it's an ancient, mythic, mythic, ancient, is that what you call it? Ancient mythic, whatever. But yeah, Brokkir paired with his talents reduction. So you see it there, 2-piece set. Top priority attributes on the right hand side, HP or defense based. HP defense based. There is an option to have a rage regen, which to be fair, yeah, I can understand that. You get your ultimate out quicker, you can freeze enemies more often. Yeah, that's fair enough. But if you do have Hollow, or you've got Elowin, or who's the other one? Is it Leia? Maybe Leia? Those type of healers that can, you know, bring back rage and increase it. So, you know, you can make the most out of it. You can make him a hybrid, either full-on tank or mostly tank with a bit of rage regen, or you just have it as sub-stats. There's always that as well, you know, secondary. It's all focused on HP, defense, rage, attack speed. Honestly, attack speed doesn't really matter, or at least in my opinion. I might be wrong. Recommended artifact, Bastion Ring. You do want to use Bastion Ring if you're doing the Immortal Codex or you're doing the Gear Dungeon 1 or 2 to stop the waves of enemies. Bastion Ring basically enables you to block an extra unit, okay? So if he blocks 3, this will help block him 4, and it makes a massive difference. It says it also increases physical damage reduction and magic reduction too, pairing quite well with the Guardian set, as well as Brokkir's damage reduction. So you're getting a lot out of the Bastion Ring, really good to use. Then you've got the exclusive Stoic Winter as Brokkir's exclusive artifact. Stoic Winter not only increases block, but also increases defense and restores HP when Brokkir enters freeze, greatly enhancing Brokkir's durability in battles. So yeah, more survivability there, but if you want to block extra units, you got to go for Bastion Ring, okay? And that's pretty much it there for Brokkir. Let's go to Valeriya, see what she's about. Now, I've actually used Valeriya, so I've got some gear with her. So probably say Warlord, you want attack percentage, main substats on the right-hand side with gear, maybe some crit damage as well. Fearless Fighter, explosive power, of course. Single target damage, but also does kind of AoE with a burst. Takes out on 5 enemies with extreme, you know, damage. Really good. Optimum, yes, at low HP. At low HP, she becomes more deadly. 60% increase at 30% HP. 24% crit damage increase if you use a certain artifact when she drops below 50% HP. You see how it stacks. Optimal at low, yes, we've seen that. Ultimate skill gains extra damage boost, unyielding, won't die for so long. Arena mastery, great. So, Guide Boss, yes, heavily underrated by most people that have rated her, but she's extremely good in Guide Boss. Valeriya can inflict vulnerability, physical damage on the Guide Boss. Be sure to pair with other Nightmare Council heroes to maximize the DPS. Of course, that's what you should be doing. You could be using Wrath as one of the Lords, and whoever else you may have in between. Maybe you did get lucky and you got Deimos, the werewolf. He does really well too. So you can see how that works. Increases, you know, the attack speed based off one of the Lord's abilities. More attack speed for Valeriya, the better she'll be. On top of the A1 Awakening of 100 attack speed during her ultimate. Just amazing. Now, whilst her ultimate is active, Valeriya can pump out serious single target damage onto the Guide Boss. Furthermore, her attack and defense see strong gains the more her HP declines. Benefiting from her Will of Steel, Valeriya has fairly robust durability in Guide Boss. She does have durability. She can survive in even Nightmare 4, the max stage boss, and she can survive it providing you got a decent healer. But you do need to use her ultimate at the right time. If you can't cycle twice through ultimates because you don't have enough rage regen, and you just do it one time per phase, you're best using Valeriya's ultimate when you've got to break the dragon's shield, because you can get the damage done quick, you can wipe the shield away, and then there's enough time for her to recover and heal after the ultimate's ended, and the boss will not attack back. So you get that. Artifact material, absolutely. Fast, high damage, ultimate, wipe the enemy clean. You can do it on stage 17. As for the end stage, is it 18 or 19? I've not been able to do that just yet. You probably do need an extra tanky unit with Valeriya on the side for it to actually work. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then the arena, just amazing because of the cost. You can get her in quick. You can do damage fast. What about a recommended gear? Warlord, for sure. Ageless Wrath. Warlike Wrath. Now, I've not used Ageless Wrath yet, I don't think. Can't remember where you get that from. Is that Gear Raid 2, I'm guessing? Or no, it can't be Gear Raid 2. Would it be Gear Raid 1, with it being on the left side? It would have to be. And if not that, Ageless Wrath may be from Gear Dungeon. I've not looked too much into that. It doesn't really say where it is. Does it explain? Ageless Wrath. No, it doesn't. Never mind. But then top priority, crit damage, crit damage, crit damage. Really? Really? I disagree with that. I really disagree with that. You should be prioritizing attack percentage first, then, crit rate or crit damage. Crit rate is obviously the most important thing, but, you can get crit rate good substats on secondary attributes and get enough of that all over. You can prioritize either crit damage or attack bonus. As for the Bengal Amulet Ring, you should not be really focusing on crit rate as a primary. And I didn't even think you could get top priority. So I'm not saying it's like the actual primary, but then it says the secondary attributes. So the ones above imply that it's primary attributes. And you can't get crit rate, certain primary attributes there. You can only get it on one of them, which I think is either the ring or the bangle of some sort. It's the top right corner of the screen. You can't get it anywhere else. So that's been worded a bit wrong. Anyway, recommended artifact, Flux Pendant. There we go. As I said, it works well. Now, if you're lucky enough to get her exclusive Serpent's Kiss, basically exclusive for Valeriya only, it will increase the crit damage of each attack during her ultimate. Very good. Cooperating with the high damage increase and accumulated powder sword, Valeriya can deal devastating burst damage during her ultimate. Sounds very good, but it doesn't actually give any damage numbers, so you'd have to experiment yourself and see how much it increases it by, but it seems to have more use and purpose. Very good, but if you don't have it, just use Flux Pendant. How do you get Flux Pendant? I believe you can possibly get it from the clan shop. Where's the clan shop at? Guide shop. There you go. Flux Pendant. Easy to get a hold of, providing you save up, so no worries there. That's pretty much it for now. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you have those units? Are you pleased with them, or do you want more out of them? If you were interested for my build of Valeriya, that's what it looks like. Nearly 20,000 attack. I'd say that's pretty good. Attack speed, 345. I'd say that's pretty good. Crit rate, nearly 110%. Bit too much, I'd say. But crit damage, 331%. Now, could I do any better here? I could possibly increase attack speed maybe up to 500, but you have to be very lucky to get to that, with the substats, of course. Crit damage could possibly go up to 400, but this is good enough. Take in mind, if you are playing in the arena, this may not be good enough, okay? It might sound hard to believe, it still is probably not good enough, but everywhere else, it will do fine. Take in mind, where I do fall short here is the tier 1 set. If I had good substats as I do here, with a little bit better, and it was Warlord, I'd be able to get her attack up by a lot more. So that's the only bit I fall short, but I don't really have any alternatives at this moment. But there you go. In terms of I don't think you can check on attributes without all the additional stuff. I mean, you can. Basic, 25,000 HP, 6,100 attack, really good. 2,200 defense, reasonable. So yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.